Dun, 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 dun. There he is,
Do,
the greatest of all time.
do.
The never seen 17.
That's right,
Oh
John
my
Cena.
goodness.
John Cena. I love that. The Never Seen 17.
Great intro. Great intro.
Absolutely. Austin, I'm really curious because you and I are talking for the first time.
Yes.
What were your feelings on his heel turn and subsequent run as a heel?
Yeah. So, I mean, the heel turn, the moment that it was, right? You have The Rock there.
Yeah.
You have Travis Scott there. Did he need to be there? No, but he
No.
was there. And
No.
the moment itself, it was, I don't want to compare it to Hogan. You know what I mean?
I think it was bigger than Hogan.
It definitely. I think this is like this generation's Hogan.
Yes,
I would think, and
huge.
You know,
fantastic, and so well done.
Yes, it was very well done, and I think that's one of the best. That's one of the best moments from this whole retirement run is that heel turn.
Yes.
The heel run that followed it, I think some parts of it were really good. I thought the CM Punk feud was great.
Mm-hmm.
The R-Truth stuff, I mean, outside of the match that they had, but I think the R-Truth stuff was very entertaining at some points. And I think ultimately what kind of went wrong with the heel run is I think they took it in a weird direction. It was more of like Cena saying, I want to ruin wrestling. I want to take the belt and retire with it, and you'll never have another champion again. But I think the heel run would have been a lot better if it was like a desperate John Cena, you know, like, hey, I have 1 year left. I need to break this world title record. Like, I'm willing to do whatever it takes. And
I agree.
I feel like they started with that, but then they kind of lost their footing. And then, you know, you have him teaming up with Logan Paul. And like, it's kind of doing a whole bunch of nothing for a while until you got to the Punk feud and then the Cody rematch, which the Cody rematch at SummerSlam was great. I think it's one of the
It was. I agree.
Yeah. I think it was one of the better. It was one of the better matches Cena had during this run.
I think the Cody match was the best match of his farewell tour.
Ooh, I would disagree. I like the. It's up there. I have a soft spot for that AJ Styles match.
Me too.
I think the AJ matches, if I was doing like a top 5, would probably be 3.
Yeah, and then
number 2 would be Punk.
I thought the Orton match was good too. I really liked the Orton match.
I really did like the Orton match. And
now, to be fair, I don't think he had a bad match in his farewell run.
Well, you didn't like Eric, if I remember correctly, you didn't like his match with Cody at WrestleMania.
That wasn't bad, though. I just didn't like it. I thought it could have been done better, but I'm not sitting here saying it's an absolutely awful match.
Okay.
I thought the pacing of it was bad.
It was slow.
I didn't. I don't know.
The weird thing about
you're right. I wasn't a fan of that one. Outside of that match, I didn't.
I think the weird thing about that WrestleMania match is it started off very slow.
Yeah.
But then you could see where they were going to, and Cody and Cena were actually, I feel like, building up to a very good finish. And then Travis Scott happened.
Yeah.
And completely ruined the entire match.
Travis Scott is the worst thing to happen to pro wrestling since Vince Russo.
Well, that's saying something.
Like,
I think the worst match of this retirement run. I mean, I don't even know if we can really call it a match. Brock Lesnar, like.
Yeah, it was kind of a squash.
Yeah. I know, like, you're trying to.
Why'd you have to bring that up? I was on a roll of like not bashing the man.
I had actually even forgotten about that one.
Yeah, I had too. Look, that's not Cena's fault. It's 2025, soon to be 2026.
Yeah.
Who gives a flying fuck about Brock Lesnar.
Right.
Anymore.
Yeah.
No one in their right mind.
But I feel like one of the better matches on this retirement run actually happened on a Raw. It was the Dominic Mysterio match in Boston.
Yes.
I think that match was great.
Like, if anyone wants to discount Dominic Mysterio, I would have them watch that match.
Oh, I don't think anyone discounts him at this point. Dom's incredible. I mean, everything he does is incredible.
Dominic is great. Yeah.
They're some of the experts, Brian Alvarez isn't a huge fan of his.
He's not? Really?
I figured he would be.
Brian Alvarez is not. He thinks it's an overused gimmick.
What, the cheating that he does, or what? What does he say?
His whole character.
Really? Oh, I think it's
might have changed. I really only pay attention to Brian Alvarez when I have to.
Yeah.
Same with Dave Meltzer. I have even canceled my Observer subscription because it's all bullshit. It is. Like, it's so great that we have Bruce Pritchard, Eric Bischoff doing podcasts now, because they have really destroyed Dave Meltzer's credibility.
Yeah.
Because what they're able to say is, and I never even thought about it like this until they said it, and I'm like, he does do that.
Mm-hmm.
Dave will come out and he will say things like, well, this is the direction they're going, and this is what they're going to be doing, and I have it on good authority, and all this other stuff. And they don't do that. And Dave said, oh, at the last minute, they decided to pivot.
Yeah.
And then all of his little fanboys agree with him and pump him up and listen to him when he says stupid shit, like the creative has an issue with Dave Meltzer knowing stuff.
Right.
And creative could give a shit less if Dave Meltzer knows anything. Yeah. Unless it's Triple H, who I firmly believe gets off on working the dirt sheets.
And then, funny thing enough, that does pivot back to Cena, because Meltzer was the one pretty much saying that it was confirmed that Cena and Gunther was going to open his last show.
Oh yeah.
And everybody in unison was like, how stupid would that be? Like, how stupid would it be for him to open his last show?
Well, then the worst part is Alvarez ran with it.
Yeah.
And so you had two, then you had Sean Ross Sapp come out and say, no, it's closing.
Yeah.
And
you know what, though? They might have, where that might have come from, that idea, if they had still been, because now that Saturday night's main event is only on Peacock, they can kind of do what they want with it. But when it was still on NBC, on network television, they would often lead with the a big match because the way the ratings would work. Because it's network television, you tend to on Saturday night's main event historically, they tend to open with the main event or close to the main event.
Yeah, I remember watching. I've gone back and watched some of the old ones from the 80s. Hogan always opened those shows. And
all the big stuff happened at the top of the show, because those would run, the ones from the 80s, they would run on Saturday nights in my time zone at 11:30, because it would be in place of Saturday Night Live this week. So they would do all the big stuff in the first half hour because no matter what, you were going to lose viewers the later it got.
I watched something, and they used to run out of time on Saturday night's main event and would leave in the middle of a match.
Uh-huh.
There was an awesome match going on one of them between the Hart Foundation and Strike Force.
Oh, so that was actually, if I remember correctly, that was I think that was on one of the live ones.
Yeah, they left in the middle of it.
Yeah, because they had to. They were out of time. Yeah.
Well, it just was awkward.
Didn't that also happen with the Hart Foundation and the Rockers?
No. What happened with the Hart Foundation and the Rockers? And this is one of my favorite all-time stories. They had a 2 out of 3 falls match, and it was on a recorded. This is a key point to that. A recorded Saturday night's main event. The ring rope broke.
Yes.
And Brett, being the professional that Brett is, was in the ring trying to tell the ref, get a signal, we have commercial breaks we can put in, I'll stall, get the rope fixed. The ref didn't. So they worked the full 2 out of 3 falls match with only 2 ring ropes.
Yeah.
And
apparently
the Rockers won the titles.
Yeah.
But because it was taped, they're just like, we're just going to edit it out, and it never happened.
Yeah, because if it doesn't happen on TV, it didn't happen.
Yeah. The Rockers never got a second shot for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Vince, I've never heard an explanation on what happened. Vince just moved on.
Yeah.
And that was probably the beginning of the end for the Rockers.
True.
Yeah.
But
so yeah, that's what happened there. It wasn't that it ended, but they would do that with like, I think they did it with an Iron Sheik match too.
Oh yeah.
Iron Sheik was against Jumping Jim Brunzell or something, and it ended in the middle of it.
Yeah, I can see your point. I can see your point though, Matt, where if it was still on network TV, opening with the Cena match wouldn't have been that like crazy because you want all those ratings and stuff like that. But with it only being on Peacock, it's like, what purpose does that serve?
I think you would want the ratings for the run over. Because look, I'm a firm believer. If it were on NBC would have given them a run over.
I disagree.
What do they air at 9:00 on Saturdays, Matt?
I don't know, but they wouldn't have given them an overrun. I really doubt that.
Well, if it happened at 7 and it ended at 9, what time does Saturday Night Live start?
10:30 Central Time.
Okay.
So 11:30 on the East.
But I remember the few that did happen on NBC recently, it seemed like they always had a hard out at 9:00.
Yeah. That's why Goldberg got cut off with his big
speech. Who cares? If there's anyone that deserved to get cut off, it's Bill Goldberg.
But I feel like they wouldn't have cut Cena off at a hard time. Like WWE would have paid fine.
WWE, I'm going to firmly disagree with you, Matt. They wouldn't have. They would have given them a run over.
I'm very skeptical. We'll never know.
I'm very skeptical. There's no way.
I don't think they would. I think it would have continued on Peacock, but I think on NBC it would have been a hard out. You got to get you got affiliates with.
I think what they would have done is what they do when Notre Dame football is in prime time. At the 9:00 hour, they show a best of Saturday Night Live. So that way, if there is overrun, you're now joining the regularly scheduled program already in progress, and the program that you're preempting is only getting what, a 0.2 share?
Yeah, and
you're not selling advertising on an SNL rerun.
That's sports. That's not scripted entertainment, which is what wrestling is. They wouldn't have. I really don't.
Just the sheer moment of what Cena's last match was.
Can you imagine what NBC would get crucified?
They wouldn't care though. It wouldn't matter to them. If they wouldn't give a shit.
Would care,
Angry wrestling fans, what do they give a fuck?
No. You know who else would have been angry? And I just thought of this.
Oh no. Yeah, go ahead.
ESPN.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something.
ESPN would launch Stephen A. Smith against them, Paul Feinbaum, all the talking dipshits at ESPN would have been rallied against NBC.
Yeah, for a day and a half, and then no one would care.
They're still rallying against Notre Dame for opting out of a bowl game.
That's
3 weeks ago.
That's sports. We're talking about scripted entertainment.
No. Also, think of the money ESPN has wrapped up into WWE right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're paid. It's the
Yeah, I
only
know.
way you can.
They're hemorrhaging money over this deal.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
if there's a way for them to generate controversy out of it and have all their blowhards talk, you don't think they're going to do it?
No, not for that. No,
They would. The ESPN talking heads have talked
Maybe I'm
about
cynical.
more nonsense bullshit than this.
All right. Well,
Yeah. But no, I
disagree.
Look, I'm going to get us back on track here.
Okay. All right.
I liked his retirement tour. I liked how
me too.
They gave him the ability to work with everyone you'd want to see him work with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was great. I really hate how people are like, oh, he should have got to work with Edge. Okay, we're not hearing the land of Delulu. You know,
I mean, just legally that can't happen.
Yeah, right. No, AEW isn't gonna let WWE have Edge.
Right.
Like, what world are we living in?
You can also kind of blame WWE for that though, because when they announced the My Time Is Now tournament, they had Cena himself say, "Oh, you're going to see people that don't work here." I mean, anybody with a brain would have immediately went to Joe Hendry, which I think he was one of the people that were in it. And then it ended up being like Zack Ryder and Dolph Ziggler and stuff like that. But the night that was announced, I could not tell you how many people thought that they were talking about Edge.
Oh,
In those people, I never once thought. I know that's why they had John Cena, and some people you didn't even think were possible.
Yeah.
You know, you're feeding into it. Good job. Hey.
I mean,
smart.
It is very smart. And to be fair, it's not false advertising. Who would have thought Dolph Ziggler would have come back?
Or Zack Ryder.
Yeah, or Zack Ryder.
Yeah.
I mean, selfishly, do I wish Edge and Cena had one more match? Sure.
Yeah, that would have been fun.
Yeah, but I feel like it would have been in the same tune as like the Cena and Orton match that happened.
Yeah.
But I mean, with Edge being in AEW, and it was just never going to happen, unfortunately.
Right. I'm curious too, Austin, to know what you think, because Eric and I obviously have talked about it probably more than once, but and I think Eric and I disagree a little bit on this because Eric, tell me if I remember this correctly. So I know you feel that, and again, not to put words in your mouth, so if I have it wrong, tell me, but you feel that The Rock's absence made it impossible for the heel turn to truly succeed?
Absolutely. I think if you would have had The Rock appear more, the heel turn would have been better.
So I have Austin, I have an unpopular opinion about this, Austin, a very unpopular opinion. But I think that, I fundamentally agree with Eric that it would have been better if The Rock had been around. That would have been better. But I don't think if they had been a little more creative, I don't think his absence needed to be the detriment that it was. Right. If they had made his absence a part of the story, because when Cena turned back to babyface, he said something about, there was a veiled reference to The Rock where he said something about, people I thought I could count on abandoned me or something. Yep. They should have worked that in much earlier and made that part of the reason that Cena was so bitter, because he put his faith in somebody like The Rock, and then even The Rock abandoned him. Right. And that made him even more bitter. And I think that they actually could have made that part of the story in this John Cena character arc, The Rock, without even ever saying his name, but just here's yet another person who abandoned Cena and misled him or whatever. But I think it could have worked, but I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I feel like that's a good idea. I feel like that would be a good idea. Not mentioning The Rock like every week or even by his name, but like it got to a point where it was blatantly obvious, like, okay, where is The Rock? Where, like, why is he not here? Yeah. And I thought that I never thought The Rock was going to be a regular part of the Cena run, even when the turn happened.
Right.
But I thought at least he would be there for WrestleMania.
Yeah. I think we all did. Yeah.
Even during the match, I think I texted Eric this during the match when Travis Scott came out, and I go, okay, they're doing Travis, and then he'll get mobbed by Cody, and then here comes The Rock.
Yeah.
And then that just didn't happen.
Yeah.
And,
but that's why it's a detriment. It is because The Rock was the precipice for the heel turn.
yeah, like, it went back to it came all the way back to like The Rock being like, Cody, I want your soul. I want to be I want a corporate champion. So he gets that with Cena, but then The Rock is never there to actually like be this evil final boss corporate guy. He's never there to be that. So it forced WWE to pivot I imagine that even they thought that The Rock would be around more, I would think, but he just never was. And then, The Rock's interview on Pat McAfee after I think Mania happened, where he was like, nope, the Elimination Chamber was it. The Elimination Chamber that was all I was needed for. And it's like, if you're going to do something that big, if you are going to turn John Cena heel after he's been this superhero-like babyface for over 20 years, like you simply need to be there more to hammer that in. Like, I'm sorry, but
and I think this is going to be the game, set, match point on this topic. What would have happened to the NWO if right after Hogan turned, he went away?
That would have been it. Yeah,
the NWO would have died a lot faster than.
Yeah, like you can't have that moment and The Rock be the central character of that moment, and then that moment somehow survives without that central character.
I think it's different though, because in this case the central character really isn't The Rock, it's John Cena.
But he's the precipice of it.
I know. I still think though they could have made that part of the story.
Let me use another analogy here.
Yeah.
Would Luke Skywalker had become powerful if Obi-Wan Kenobi were not killed by Lord Vader?
I don't know. I don't think about Star Wars very much.
No, he would not.
I don't have enough. I don't know.
He always would have had Ben around.
Yeah.
Ben would always be around to guide him, to show him the way. And Luke wouldn't have had to stand on his own 2 feet to destroy the Death Star, have some old man's creepy voice in his head. Hell no.
It would have been better. No, I don't think anyone disputes it. It would have been better if The Rock had been around, and he should have been at WrestleMania. I'm just saying, make it part of the story, and have Cena cut a promo where he says, "You know what? All those years."
They didn't.
I know, and they should have. They should have had Cena. Cena should have cut a promo where he said, all those years ago where I criticized The Rock for selling out to Hollywood, I was wrong, and now I understand, and that's why now I am following The Rock's path. Now I have sold out to Hollywood. And you know why The Rock isn't around? Because he's off doing Hollywood shit. And when I'm done here, when I'm retired and I go home with my championship, because I'm the last real champion, I'm going to go do my Hollywood shit.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what should have played out. And it would have worked. It would have worked. I know it would have.
Yeah.
And I just, yeah. I think if they did it that way, it would have worked. But they didn't do it that way, so it didn't work.
It's a missed opportunity. Yeah. No, you're right. Would have been better. Would have been better if he was there.
Yeah.
It would have been better if he was there. Would have made a lot more sense if he was there, and Cody Rhodes wouldn't have broken his nose because Travis Scott is an idiot.
I ultimately think I feel like that made Cena's heel run a lot longer than it was going to be. Because The Rock isn't there, so they had to continuously pivot to try and make him be a heel longer.
But I think why I like the heel run is everything he said negative, you felt like he meant it. You felt like at some point, in his career, he felt these things.
Right.
Yeah, he kind of even said as much in an interview. I
That,
forget who it
you
was
know,
with.
that he felt he was in an abusive relationship with the fans.
Yeah.
And I was one of those fans that hated John Cena. Hated him.
Yeah.
I hated him. I would, like, because he came at a time when, and I've kind of alluded to this. He came at a time where there was this undercurrent on the indie scene that had become really big. Sports entertainment sucks. And John Cena, right here on your screen, is the poster boy for sports entertainment.
Yep.
And every one of us indie wrestling marks hated his ass. The 5 moves of doom. Every wrestler has 5 moves of doom that they do.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, everyone has their go-to moves.
Yeah.
We were so stupid to say that. And then everything that we hated about John Cena, every little thing we hated about him, guess what? We love about Cody Rhodes now.
True.
We are us indie marks from 2004 to 2008.
Yeah.
We're hypocrites. We are the biggest hypocrites of the IWC.
Which I think is hilarious because Eric's not lying. Eric's point is literally proven back in 2006 when Cena went into Hammerstein Ballroom and faced RVD at One Night Stand. There was literally a 10-minute thing before the match started because no one wanted his t-shirt.
Right.
And,
I said that's when I actually began to respect John Cena.
yeah, because a guy in Cena's position, I feel
would
like
have shit his pants
or never have done the match to begin with.
Right.
I mean, but you could tell there's a moment where he gets the deer in headlights look.
Yeah.
Like, what do I do?
But it's funny because you can also rewatch that match and you can tell when Cena knows that he has the crowd right where he wants him because he goes to hit the 5-knuckle shuffle and he puts the hand up and the crowd like could not hate it more.
Yeah.
You see the biggest smile on his face and he's like, "Yep, I got you.
Yep.
I got you right where I want you."
Yep.
And
Yeah. Yeah. And he made that match one of the best matches of that year. It wasn't RVD. It was John Cena.
Yeah.
And also on that card, I totally forgot about this. On that card is when Randy Orton got sucker punched by a fan.
Yeah, which I actually am shocked that no one did that to Cena while he was making his entrance.
Oh, yeah. Because that crowd was right on top of him when he came out.
Well, I mean, Cena. If Cena wins, we riot.
Yeah, that was the first time I ever remember seeing a sign like that.
Yeah, and like you genuinely believed it. You know what I mean? It was like, wow, like what happens if Cena does win this match?
I have read, I'll call it an urban myth.
Yeah.
That the original plan, up until about an hour into that show, was John Cena was supposed to win.
I don't believe it.
Again, urban myth.
Yeah.
I
don't buy it.
I haven't heard anybody involved say it's true, but I also haven't heard anyone say it isn't true. Yeah. But the myth goes that Vince saw the reaction of this crowd and said, "We're gonna have hell on our hands.
Yeah,
we're gonna do a title change, and we'll work it out as we go." And the only reason I give it a little bit of credibility, just enough credibility, is because I think Vince in his head is like, Van Dam will mess it up anyway. And we'll have an out.
I'm not saying that rumor is true. I'm not saying that rumor is false. I'm choosing not to believe that rumor because just given what that show was supposed to be.
Right.
The show was supposed to be the legitimate reboot for ECW.
Again,
So, like,
I'm saying I'm 98%.
Yeah.
That's complete and utter bull butter.
Right.
Yeah.
But there's that 2% of me that's like, I could see it.
I mean, I think Vince is crazy enough to do that. Like, I think,
yeah, like, who else would be so delusional
yeah,
to go into that situation and say, hey,
but
I'm Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
but I think just knowing what that show was supposed to be as like the official relaunch of ECW, like
Right.
RVD had to win that match.
I agree. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with that. I could see Vince definitely having an ego moment there. And that, like, and then, you know, I've spoken about this before on this program. Van Dam does screw up. It just shows the professionalism of John Cena.
Right.
Because Cena was supposed to have time off after that.
Right.
As was Edge.
Yep.
But Van Dam, yeah.
And then the belt I mean, the belt did go to Edge, but then it ultimately went back to Cena like a few months later anyway.
I mean, look, that was, you know, chicken salad out of chicken shit. Yeah, what are you gonna do?
Right.
I mean, yeah, you probably don't get that TLC match between Cena and Edge if that doesn't happen.
You have, and people, I'm an ECW fan, and people will always say, well, they shouldn't have taken the belt off Rob Van Dam. No, they should have taken the belt off of him. Absolutely. Yeah. You gave the guy the ball, and you said, this is your ball, your company, you're running with it, go. And he fumbled.
Yeah.
You absolutely cannot trust that guy. And everyone's like, well, he deserved another run. No, he didn't. What world did he deserve another run?
I mean, Van Dam wasn't even in WWE much longer after that.
So, yeah, like what world did he deserve another run?
Yeah.
You know, he screwed up. And I think that's my major issue with Rob Van Dam is he's never taken accountability for that.
No.
Hasn't he? I feel like he has. I feel like he's talked about that.
He said that he shouldn't have done it.
Yeah.
But he's also said things like the punishment didn't fit the crime.
Yeah. And, I kind of agree, but
no, in 2006 when that happened, yes.
I remember at the time thinking, oh, that sucks. I don't know.
Look, keep in mind, it wasn't just marijuana found in that car.
Yeah.
If it were just marijuana, I might be on the side of that's overkill. But there were pills that were not prescribed to either one of them. Cocaine, which is a Class A felony. So yeah, let's also remember that Jim Duggan and Iron Sheik, one of the top baby faces and one of the top heels, both got fired from the company for just having marijuana.
Well, not only that, but at that time,
you break
kayfabe.
Yeah.
That's breaking the law, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, like so. Yeah, I thought the punishment fit the crime, given the gravity of the situation and the stakes. Yeah, he had to be held accountable for that.
I guess.
But yeah, I think that all the hate I gave John Cena is really because of them sniveling bastard kids. In Austin, what I was just gonna say, in Austin, you were one of them.
I was definitely one of them.
All these little fucking bastards on Monday Night Raw, these sniveling, snot-nosed little shits. sitting there. You can't see me.
Let's go,
You
Cena.
can't see me. Let's go, Cena. Yeah. Oh, the adulation the kids had for him is why guys like me hated him. We were just miserable assholes.
But to me, so Austin, I'm curious to get your thought on this, because this is something I've said to Eric, and I think we agreed, is that part of Cena's longevity as a character, part of what kept him interesting all those years was, I thought it was the right decision, even when it seemed like they might pull the trigger, years ago on turning him heel. I thought ultimately it was the right decision to keep him a babyface, because part of what made him interesting to me was how the crowds would react to him in different cities. Sometimes it would be hostile, even at the height of his babyface run, places like Detroit, Chicago, New York. I thought, and watching John Cena as a character kind of navigate his way through that and being so polarizing in terms of how crowds would react to him, I thought that was part of what made him compelling and interesting, is to see how he would navigate that throughout the years. And I'm curious what you think.
Yeah. I mean, whenever Cena would make his entrance, the first thing Michael Cole would say, the most polarizing superstar WWE has ever had. And it's not entirely false, because, you would have those, I would call them mark crowds, the New Yorks, the Chicagos, just absolutely hating this guy's guts. But then you would have other cities, I'm not going to pretty much you would have other cities where he comes out and the roof blows off the place.
Right.
And it definitely got to a point where it was, kids go, let's go Cena, adults go, Cena sucks. And but the crazy thing about it is, you would boo him during his promos, you would boo during the 5 moves of doom, but there was always a point in the match, you could never say that Cena's match wasn't the loudest match on the card.
Mm-hmm.
And when Cena would hit the AA and that 1, 2, 3 hit, it was the loudest reaction every show. It was the loudest reaction of the night. And that really is a testament to that John Cena character, where some people could view it as stale sometimes, and how, he's not changing. He's been the same guy for however many long, but it was basically that character was for kids, and pretty much WWE's content as a whole at that time was for kids.
Right.
And it made you believe in superheroes almost. It was like you're seeing a real life superhero on your TV every week, and that's and it's a real human being. It's not, it's not like Robert Downey Jr. in a CGI suit. It's legit John Cena doing these things. And at the end of the day, you don't have to like the character. You can say that he's not good in ring, which I think is the most insane comment of all time at this point. But the reactions that he would get, you can't argue why he was on top for so long, and you can't argue why he seemingly was always champion, because whether kids loved him, adults hated him, but you were there. You were there to watch John Cena, whether it was win, lose, whatever. You were there to see him. And
yes,
I feel like that's what makes the character most interesting, is you are there to watch this man no matter what. No matter how you feel about him, no matter what, you were there for John Cena.
He makes it feel something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I agree. What do you think, Eric?
F them kids. Listen. Everything Austin said is the reason why we hated him.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I can't say it any better than Austin did on the side of F John Cena. Because we, at that time, again, it can't be stated enough this undercurrent there was with Ring of Honor and TNA wrestling. We wanted at the time Ring of Honor had Samoa Joe, CM Punk, American Dragon. I remember being at Ring of Honor in Chicago for their double shot weekend, the same weekend WrestleMania 22 was in Chicago. And Daniel Bryan, before his 60-minute draw with Roderick Strong, had the ring announcer say, "And the best damn world champion that will compete this weekend."
Yeah.
And the crowd started chanting, "John Cena sucks."
Yeah.
Like, yeah. And it was everybody. I saw a kid get hit with a fountain soda wearing a John Cena shirt that night at Ring of Honor.
No kidding.
Yeah. Like, if you wore anything WWE to a Ring of Honor show, you had better not walk alone.
Yeah.
That was
Tough crowd, huh?
That's like walking into blood territory wearing blue. That's what it was like. And now there were some WWE guys you could get away with wearing shirts of.
Sure.
At Ring of Honor. Funny enough, Triple H is one of them.
Yeah.
Like Austin's talking about this grand superhero. On the flip side, most of the time you had this grand supervillain Triple H. The indie marks love Triple H.
Well, yeah, going back to that WrestleMania in Chicago, the main event was Cena Triple H. And the crowd was overwhelmingly with Triple H that entire match, if you go back and watch it. And it's just funny because, like, just a few years ago, those same fans were probably like, "Oh, this reign of terror is killing WWE. Like, WWE sucks."
Saying the same things about Triple H that they were saying about John Cena. Except when they were saying it about Triple H, I was defending Triple H.
Right.
But then when they did attack John Cena, I was on the side of John Cena. Look, he is this generation's Hulk Hogan.
Yes.
Without a doubt. And I think he's bigger and better than Hulk Hogan. And you're going to sit here and say, no chance in hell. Without Hulk Hogan, there is no John Cena. Fine. Cool. But the thing that you can always say about John Cena is with John Cena, you always got his best. And I will say, I've seen John Cena live many times.
Yep.
I saw the same match at a house show in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, that I saw on a Monday Night Raw. And people will be like, "Oh, Eric, that's you saying you've seen one John Cena match, you've seen them all." No shit, Sherlock. You've seen any wrestler's match, you've seen them all. There's not a lot of deviation there.
Yeah.
If you really break it down, they have their moments, they have their spots, they hit their spots. That's why we love them. I am saying that because it didn't matter. You were going to get everything he had to give you that night. Yeah. I saw a world championship match 3 weeks after WrestleMania here in Cedar Rapids between Triple H and John Cena on a late Sunday afternoon that was better than that WrestleMania match.
Wow.
And it wasn't because of Triple H's bloated ass at that point in time. Because Triple H was off the gas because he was trying to get Stephanie McMahon pregnant.
Oh.
Yeah, he was bloated.
He was a little pudgy. He was a little pudgy.
Austin. You're being very nice.
Stephanie McMahon, our VPN goddess.
Yes, shut up, Matt. Oh, I forgot. I hate ESPN. Matt, continue.
Yeah, fuck ESPN. That's the promo code.
ESPN.
That's the
Assholes.
promo code.
Keep Notre Dame out of the playoff. Sons of bitches.
And the funny thing about like Eric keeps bringing up the pulse of the Indies during that time. And if you really look at Cena's career,
that's always been a knock on him.
Yeah, and the two names that
God, that's a great picture, isn't it?
And the two names that Eric brought up, CM Punk and Bryan Danielson. CM Punk is arguably John Cena's best opponent.
Yes, I agree.
And I know Cena and Bryan didn't have many matches, but that SummerSlam match in 2013 is incredible. It's one of Cena's best matches, in my opinion. And
I agree.
It was always his, I don't know if it was his willingness or what, but he could always work that style. He could always work that 30 to 40 minute match epic. And like, he did it later in his career with guys like Seth Rollins and Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. I mean, the guy put over Kevin Owens in his first main roster match. Like, that's unheard of for guys of Cena's stature to do that for. And
he did that for Carlito too, didn't he?
Yeah, he also I mean, Carlito's first match he beat Cena. And like, when a lot of guys in his position would have been like, nah, like, we're not doing that. And like, I think it just goes to a testament of one, Cena in ring, which I think Cena's one of the not one of the best in ring.
I don't even remember. Yeah, Eric just sent me that picture. I don't even remember Triple H being so. Wow, he was bloated at that point.
I do remember this era of Triple H. Yes.
Wow. Wow.
This is what happens.
That completely threw me off track. Seeing
the gas.
Wow. Yeah, that is what happens. Though you're right.
Yeah.
You know, muscle turns to fat pretty quick.
All that water weight.
Oh yeah.
And
I don't know what's worse, that Triple H or the Quad Savers Triple H.
Oh, we need a palate cleanser after looking at that. I'll tell you. Oh my God.
Yeah. And
sorry, Austin. Go ahead.
Yeah, we're all good. And and you know, the reactions that Cena would get towards the indie guys, I feel like that made his matches with guys like Punk better.
Yeah, I agree.
The crowd was 100% behind Punk, especially that Money in the Bank match in Chicago.
Oh yeah,
like, because one, it's CM Punk's hometown, and two, Chicago is probably the most smart mark ROH crowd that there is.
Mm-hmm.
And
I would probably disagree with you.
Maybe New York?
New York, maybe.
No, I'm going to go ahead and say Philadelphia.
Okay.
Philadelphia would probably be number one. Number two would probably be any city in Massachusetts. Keep in mind, Ring of Honor started as more of an Eastern independent.
Yeah.
So those areas are going to be those areas are going to be more of the smart marks. But because of CM Punk, Chicago became one of those for Ring of Honor.
Yeah. And, you know, like, it's funny because that Money in the Bank match in Chicago is almost like one of those, if Cena wins, we riot type of.
There was a sign in there that said that.
Yeah. And it was, oh my.
There's Triple H biker shorts?
The biker shorts, yeah.
Yeah.
And he's really bloated in that one.
Yeah, he is. You're right. That was during that same period?
No, that was actually the biker shorts were worn because he'd torn his groin muscle.
Oh, okay.
And WWE was kind of in a position where the only other option was the only feasible option was give the belt back to Goldberg.
Yeah.
And Triple H says, no, you're not going to do that. And they're like, well, how do we save your groin?
Biker shorts was like smack dab in the middle of Reign of Terror era Triple H.
Okay.
Yeah. And a lot of people use that image as and here we go.
Yeah.
Palate cleanser. A lot of some people actually believe she was going to sponsor us.
Oh wow.
Yes, our VPN goddess.
We
Stephanie McMahon
actually, Austin,
Quebec.
worked someone into thinking that we were talking with Stephanie McMahon to sponsor this show.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
No, the guy's a
believed it.
retard. Like, if you swerve a moron,
Yeah.
it doesn't count. Like,
You haven't really accomplished anything.
it's more indicative of this person's complete idiocy and how big of a moron they are than it is of mine and Matt's intellect. No offense, Matt.
What's dumber though? Him thinking that y'all were talking with Stephanie McMahon, or Stephanie McMahon actually doing a VPN ad read on her podcast?
Times 1 million. This guy, Stephanie McMahon, doing a VPN ad read is absolutely awesome, and no one can tell me otherwise.
Agreed.
It's very funny. Yes,
it is. Like, if you could think of something that Vince McMahon's daughter would do, being employed by the company.
Yeah.
She is on the company's payroll now.
Yeah.
It's this.
Yep. Yes, indeed.
Yeah. No, that guy, actually, that guy by far.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, Austin, I do have to warn you, because I believe in full disclosure. You being on this podcast, this individual is going to say negative things about you.
That's fine.
I just want you to know.
I'm never gonna.
He calls me Donkey Monkey Boy.
Oh.
And calls Matt Fatso Ratso Covington.
Yeah, he can't say my last name.
Oh.
Yeah, and he calls me Ratso Fatso.
I mean, I'm never gonna talk or meet this person a day in my life. So say what you want.
Yeah.
Oh, he will. Rest assured.
Yeah.
And it'll be
not affecting my sleep, brother.
Yeah. No.
He doesn't affect mine either. I watch and laugh because it's quite humorous.
Yeah, we enjoy his videos.
Yes,
It's
to the point where I don't even care.
Yeah.
It's just like, okay. I have people message me, tell me, Joe's talking about you again. Oh, all right. In other news, the sun rose. Cool. Yeah. So, I just, full disclosure, wanted you to know.
Yeah. Well, do we have, oh, wow. We've been on for,
we have. This
has been a long show.
I'm not going to, this is not to knock Matt at all. This has probably been, the time has just flown by with this episode.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll say my final thoughts on John Cena. I think he is the best to ever do it. Full stop. He is the greatest of all time. And those are words I never thought I would say, and words Austin probably never thought he would hear me say. I think that when you look at transcendent wrestling talent, John Cena, that picture is the definition of it.
Yeah.
That man did so much for the business and gave us so much. And you've heard of some controversies, but you've never heard of the backstage politics Hogan would pull. You don't hear the bitterness out of him that Bret Hart has. You don't hear about the paranoia that Randy Savage had.
Yeah.
You never had to worry about John Cena ending up in some kind of a drug situation or anything like that. Yeah.
Cena is the consummate. He is the sports entertainer's sports entertainer. That's what he is. And he, we're going to miss him. And the most ardent John Cena hater can sit here and say, and that's me, say, I ain't going to miss him. Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
I would just add too to his credit. He's made the transition successfully while still remaining active in WWE. He very successfully made the transition to Hollywood, which, if you think about it, over the course of time, many professional wrestlers have tried to make that transition, and the vast majority of them fail. The Rock obviously not only succeeded, but became the biggest movie star in the world, arguably, for a long time, and I guess probably still is. Triple H tried. Hogan tried. I mean, Hogan, outside of Rocky, I mean, his own movies are terrible and were all flops.
Yeah. I will not tolerate
No Holds Barred.
Thank you.
I've never even sat through the whole thing.
Anybody besmirching the great name of No Holds Barred with the Marlon Brando-esque performance of Terry Bollea.
For what it's worth, No Holds Barred is a fun movie.
I couldn't even get through it.
As someone who loves bad cinema, it's great. As a cinephile, as someone who loves cinema, it is 50 pounds of shit stuffed in a 2-pound bag.
Yeah. But John Cena, though, has very successfully transitioned to Hollywood, and, good for him.
You always hear about there's only like 3 names you really hear about. It's like Cena, Rock, Batista. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And I
don't ever think Batista was all in on pro wrestling.
I don't.
Right.
Yeah, he kind of dipped out.
I think Batista's end game, and this isn't a knock on Dave Batista. I think Batista is a great talent. I think he always was looking towards Hollywood. I think for him, pro wrestling was a pit stop. And I think that really came off in some of his matches. And that hurt him in the standing with pro wrestling fans.
Mm-hmm.
I think that hurt him. Whereas with John Cena, even someone who was an unabashed hater of his can now say, I'm going to fucking miss the guy.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely. Well, should we start to wind this one up? Is there anything else anyone wanted to say, or
I'll kind of give my final thoughts on Cena. I think that I've always been asked, like, who was like the guy that got you into wrestling and stuff like that. And when I started watching wrestling when I was like 5-6 years old, and the first guy I remember seeing is John Cena on my TV. And it's kind of like you get older, interests start to fade, and I always credit CM Punk as the guy that saved my interest in wrestling.
Yeah.
But that interest doesn't even start without John Cena. And, kind of seeing, I didn't see his whole career, but seeing pretty much his entire run on top, it's kind of bittersweet in a way that he's gone. Because, it's kind of a reality shock that, we're in a point in time where Cena can't do this anymore. It means that I'm getting older, which sucks.
Right.
But it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool that he was able to go out, not like some of these other wrestlers where they're trying to desperately hang on and they just can't. Cena was able to leave the best way he could leave. And I think wrestling is better. Wrestling was better for, I think let me get this straight. Cena definitely did the wrestling world a favor during his time. I think the boom period that WWE is a part of doesn't happen without the groundwork that John Cena laid before it.
Yeah.
And I hope that I hope that WWE, there it is. I was John Cena for Halloween this year. Yes.
Yep.
That is me. Yes.
That's great.
I as a guy who openly cried during his last match, and just what he means to me as a person, a performer, I'm gonna miss him. I'm gonna miss him a lot. And yeah,
I got misty-eyed during his Boston entrance.
yeah.
Really? Yeah.
Well, for me, and I feel really bad cutting Austin off, but I wanted to piggyback on that thought. For me, being the diehard Boston sports fan that I am, like, there is something about John Cena being a Boston guy.
Mm-hmm.
And like that farewell moment in him winning the Intercontinental title in Boston, that moment, like that will go. I mean, Boston has tons of historic sports memories. That will go down in Boston sports lore. The night John Cena won the Intercontinental title at the Garden.
Yeah.
And I didn't even think about this until Eric said this. One of my personal favorite moments of this entire retirement run, and something that also made me cry seeing it live, was John Cena's entrance at SummerSlam, where it started off as kind of the heel blackout, and then the music drops and it's all this color.
Yeah.
And Cena comes out as his old babyface self wearing the title. It made me feel like I was like 10 years old again. It was like a time capsule for a few seconds, and it overwhelmed me with like emotion. And like, if you're able to do that, I feel like you did a good job.
Yeah.
in your
100%.
profession.
Yeah. Very good. Very good. Now, can you imagine if you had said all that to somebody like Ric Flair? What he would have said to you? Right, Eric?
Yeah.
Why do we gotta come at Eric? Like, why do we gotta attack Eric?
Yeah,
What
whatever.
did Eric ever do? Man, I could never imagine John Cena telling anyone that's effing pathetic.
I know.
Like, who the fuck says that?
Maybe while he was a heel, right?
No, I don't even think he would do it as a heel. Like, like,
that's hilarious. Well,
I will say, Austin, when Ric Flair passes away, you're gonna have to fill in to do the tribute show.
Wow.
Just on the side of good taste. On the side of good taste, you're gonna have to kind of. I will not be a part of that show. Wow. I will write a short statement that you guys can read on air.
All right.
You may have to edit it for good taste, but yeah, and Vince Russo.